What is good? We're back with a fresh crack, and we got JC, Justin, Chev, aka. What's good, man? How you doing?
Hey, man, I'll add in all the AKAs, aka the legendary ball knower, aka your favorite podcaster's favorite podcaster, aka Chev90, aka co-host of and founder of the Two Guys One Pod Fantasy Football Podcast and the Dynasty Pulse. So yeah. We're here. We outside, but we're inside. I mean, we're doing a podcast, so obviously we're inside.
We're out here, but we're in here.
Yeah. Right. It's outdoor. Indo, it smell like outdoor.
Yeah.
But,
strong.
But yeah. So I'm excited to be here. So yeah, let's get to it.
We're excited to have you. If you missed the last episode, make sure you go check that out. We talked about some skyrocketing rookies. A lot of good conversation over there. So make sure you go check that out. But today, we're going to talk about some breakouts for the 2025 season. Now these could be
shots fired. I gotta get the gun sound.
These could be
booyaka.
These could be second-year players, third-year players. It could be 30-year-olds that are breaking out, whatever you want it to be. You know, I think we got some higher-end ones. We got some lower-end ones, so a little bit of mix here. Justin, you want to start us off on this one, or you want me to go first?
I'll go first. It's my quarterback pick for my 2025 breakout, and I'm not going to lie. He's got me bricked up in the cement store. I've been, Captain Durag. I have been with Michael Penix since he started freestyling on the sideline against Oregon with the game on the line, and I'm fully ready for him to break out in 2025. You saw him throw with anticipation. You saw the things at Washington. The things that he put on tape at Washington, he was able to do a little bit of. And I mean, he would have had a touchdown throw, but his first touchdown throw in his first start, but Kyle Pitts sucks. And we don't have to talk about that. But yeah, Michael Penix is my guy for 2025. I love him. I still love him. I believe that the Durag has magical powers and that he will break the Falcons' curse and eventually bring a Super Bowl to that city.
Yeah, no, I like this one. I mean, you're talking we were pumping big Penix energy all off season last year, and when that draft pick came in, I was super excited about it. We got to see it at the end of the year. We didn't know how long it would be, and it was a lot shorter than everybody anticipated. And when he came in, I think you saw the Falcons offense really open up to what we wanted it to be. We got it. We got more of that Rams version, more boot action, more movement, right? Kirk couldn't really do those things, right? It just, I don't think Kirk's done. I think Kirk had an Achilles, and I think he ran out of gas in the back of I think he can go have a Kirk Cousins-like season somewhere else, or as Penix's backup potentially. But what we saw from, as you called him, Captain Durag, was everything that I thought we would see. Like, to me, he just profiled as a professional quarterback. I called it the width stat. Walk it to him, and he had the most walk it to him balls. Like, you couldn't walk it to him and put it in their hands better than he threw it. And I think he was the leader in the clubhouse for college football last year. And I think you just came out and saw that. Anticipation is a great word for Michael Penix, and the power, the arm strength that you saw from him. So there's not a whole lot of limitations. And I know people were kind of knocking the mobility and the injury stuff, but pre-injury, he was a guy who ran around. He's not a slow guy. He's not a statue back there. Don't get that twisted.
He's a 4-5 guy.
Yeah, I saw some people talking some shit like he was no, he's not he can move. Don't get it fucked up. Like, he stopped doing anything like that because he got really fucked up and he didn't need to move around like that. But you saw a little bit of it there with the boot actions and messy pockets stepping up, delivering balls. So I'm with you, man. I love the Michael Penix pick here. You can catch him in the 4th, 5th round still in startups, as we're seeing in the FFD ADP.
I just took him in the one that we're doing now. I took him in the 4th. So.
I like it. He's got 411 on the FFD ADP. So right there for your pleasure.
Which is
Right.
just January, will be February soon, updated.
Yeah.
Monthly ADP.
So
If you want to participate in these mocks and help us with this, come over to the Patreon.
Yeah, this one also doesn't have rookies in it, so that we could see that bump down into the 5th round once you get 2 or 3 rookies, maybe in that 2nd to 4th round, and maybe bumping Penix down a little bit. So still good value on Penix. I like it. Big breakout performance for Michael Penix coming your way. I don't know if you saw that clip of Bijan talking about how he's never seen him without a do-rag on. How he,
I found one picture. And it is him at his
graduation,
not press conference. No. It's contract signing.
Oh, okay.
That's the only time I've seen his actual hairline, and I was like, oh, it's got to be something just wicked like Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
But then it was like, oh, it's normal. You just.
He
okay,
said, I forget who he was talking to, but he was like, "Is this just like the craziest waves you've ever seen under there? Like, what's going on?" And Bijan was like, "I'm gonna snatch it off his head
on
one
Micah
day."
Parsons' podcast.
Micah Parsons,
that's where
yeah. That was that shit bugged
Dude, that's
me
a
out.
good looking.
Yeah, he's got a good line. I don't know what he's just comfortable in the do rag. I guess I don't know.
You'd sweat in your eyes without it.
I don't know, but I like him. We the big Penix guys over here, so appreciate it.
Strong hairline.
I'm a regular Penix guy, but hey, that's for a different conversation.
It's how you use it.
I looked it up. It's average.
It's
all right.
It's not the size of the Penix. It's the motion in the ocean.
That's right. All right. I'm going to go a little deeper.
Yeah, says this guy.
I'm going to go a little deeper on my pick. I'm
modest.
I'm going to go with Cedric Tillman, as we call him on this Podrick. Ceddy Till. Kind of had a mini breakout in this last season here. We don't quite have the quarterback situation figured out there, and that's obviously can be a hiccup here. But as soon as Amari Cooper left the situation in Cleveland, Tillman really emerged here. We saw week 7 put up 18 points, week 8 put up 28 points, week 9 19.5 points. Then he had a bye. Week 11 put up 7 points, and then he had a snow game versus Pittsburgh. And got injured, and then
Does the concussion bother you? He went out all the rest of the year.
I think he was. They were just
a lot of games missed off concussion.
They were just trash, and there was no reason to bring my man back. They were getting production from Judy, seeing what they got. So no, not really. But what this is, and why I'm so enamored with Tillman is this guy has the number 1 receiver kind of DNA written all over him, with being 6'3", 213-ish pounds, and we just saw a mini like. Obviously, Jameis is going to get the ball to his receivers. We know that, and we don't exactly know what the quarterback situation is. But, we saw the first read targets be at 25.5%. That was first on the Browns in weeks 7 through 11 when he was getting his run here. Team TD percentage, 47.9%. That was number 1. Yards per route run, number 1 on Cleveland, 1.69. 302 yards, that was number 2. 10 yards short of Jerry Jeudy. The target percentage, 21%. That was first. Air yard share, 31.4%. 49%. That was first. First downs per route run, 0.084. That was first. Fantasy points per reception, number 2, but that was 0.1 point behind David Njoku through that stretch. So, I mean, to me, this is a guy who you could still get, and our ADP probably has him a little higher because I go dig that motherfucker out every single time because that's my guy. But like I'm picking him 10th through 12th round, and you may be able to see him a little lower than that. And Sleeper's ADP, you do have to go pretty far down, but I think there's a big breakout coming from Tillman, and he kind of just screams that alpha number 1 wide receiver. Where I think Judy can get it done, and Judy's going to be there, but Tillman can be the 1, and Judy can be the 2 for me here. So, what's your thoughts on Tillman, real quick, until we move on to the next one?
So again, we're in lockstep. I think that I actually right before he got injured, I was like, hey guys, this is what it looks like to be a league winner. Everything that you pointed out is just like, oh, he has the build for it. Oh, we've actually seen him produce when given opportunity. Oh,
it was just 3 games.
In his second year.
It was just 3 games, but if it's someone else, all you need is 3 games. So.
Yeah, dude, this 3 games are ridiculous.
That's all you need is 3 games. Like, look, if you just want a box score watch, then just fucking box score watch and be like, oh, this guy's really good. I should go pick him up. It was like, oh no, he plays for the Browns. He plays for the Browns though, and I don't like that very much.
Yeah.
And it's not. So like, If you want to box score watch, then just fucking box score watch. If you want to watch the games, like you realize that like this dude is a unit and he's out here just doing elite things that only a few people that are 6'3" and 210, like Brian Thomas is 6'3" and 210. So like we're not saying that he's Brian, like Cedric Tillman is Brian Thomas, but
BTJ's at least 8 greater signs than better than Tillman. But sorry,
but this is a guy that you could count on. I think that this could end up, if they get a quarterback, which is a big if. I mean, they fucked that up numerous times.
Sure.
They tried.
They try really hard to get it wrong. I don't know. I don't, I mean, it's got to be a psyop on like how to mess up a franchise 101 with your quarterback selections.
I think it was a good swing, but go Tigers.
If they're able to get a quarterback though, like this could be Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy in Denver, with him playing the role of Cortland Sutton, contested catches, run after catch, with Jeudy kind of playing, move receiver, the Z, the slot, and you're just throwing the ball to Cedric Tillman and watching him do elite things. So yeah, I'm right there with you. I love that call.
Yeah, this is, I was liking it to kind of like a Nico Collins type of breakout here, but then it ended shortly, and I don't want to compare him because Nico's been great, but Nico was left for dead. Cedric Tillman, nobody gave a shit about, and here he is. And it took a minute for Nico to people to believe, and I think it's going to take a minute for Tillman, but I'm going to keep buying as much Tillman as humanly possible.
Trade a mid too?
Oh, for sure, all day. Let's go.
Leggett or Tillman?
Yeah, I think
I'll take Tillman over Leggett.
Is that a question? Is that a real thing that's happening?
I saw that on the Dynasty Trades here.
He was looking at Dynasty Trades while we were doing this.
Yeah, 10 days ago.
Somebody said, hey, I'll take Xavier Leggett for your Cedric Tillman.
Yeah, Dynasty Daddy right there. Sleeper trade.
Oh, man, I do. Boy, do I hate that.
Yeah, Garendo for Tillman up there.
Sure.
9 days ago.
Yeah, you guys have just inspired me. I'm about to go send out some offers.
Let's get it. That's what we're doing here. We're inspiring,
Yeah, that makes me.
Grab that net,
Luke
catch that beautiful
McCaffrey
butterfly.
and Alec Pierce for Tillman all day.
Yeah, there's
wow,
great deals out there. Great deals. All right, who's your next breakout?
I saw some second, and that seemed like a lot, but
mine. I'm gonna go with Odunze. Michael Penix's.
Have you watched
Washington
this show before?
Teammate.
These are all my guys.
It's too easy.
So Rome is my guy. I like.
No, he's mine. No, he's mine.
No, he's mine. He is mine. My spreadsheet had his name in there first.
Check the receipt.
I tweeted about him in September of 2023. Okay.
Hey, there's enough Rome to go around for everyone, I think.
I'm a big fan of Rome. I think that he got dropped into a broken offense. I did not expect it at all to work this year. And I was right. It didn't work. I mean, what's his face's name? The offensive coordinator that got fired, Shane Waldron. Yes. When I saw the thing with JSN being like, he's a great guy. Yeah. I was like, man, we are so fucked.
Yeah.
And then we were, and then he got fired, and then he flashed, but he was never going to fully break out. I kind of put him on the Devontae Adams timeline, which I'm hoping that timeline isn't like spooky accurate, because
ain't nobody got any time for 3 years, bro.
Look, I'm willing to wait. All right. Just to throw a couple things out here. He was 15th in air yards with almost 1,398. He was 11th in ADOT at 13.8. He was 12th in deep targets with 23 and 12th in red zone targets with 18. So to go along with the 1,300 air yards, almost 1,400, he had 917 unrealized air yards, to just allude to how bad Caleb was throwing the ball. Now, I believe in Caleb too. I believe in Caleb.
Same.
I think that he was thrown. That situation was doomed from the start. And I think that we're going to see a much better. It's like Trevor Lawrence with Urban Meyer his first year. We just got to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Yeah. And I think that coming into this year, Rome's been a huge buy for me. I've gotten him in a couple trades, and I was thrilled about that, because I think that this is going to be a guy that, he's going to shock people, much in the way that people gave up on JSN after his rookie year. I think that you're going to be able to get kind of a discount, because people are going to see, oh, well, DJ Moore's got the $100 million contract, and Rome wasn't very good his rookie year, and blah. So I'm picking Rome. Right.
Everybody knew that JSN wasn't going to be good his first year, and then was mad at him for not being great. It's like you knew this, and yet now you're mad. Like, what? Have some patience, seriously. So yeah.
The spreadsheet bros were like, well, if you look at his yards per route run historically, it puts him in this class. It's like, watch the motherfucker play football.
Yeah.
Just watch him play football.
Right.
I don't care.
Yeah, that's really what it comes down to. And when you flip on the tape from Rome, he was able to get open as his first year as a pro. Like you said, it was broken. Caleb, you could see the confidence kind of waxing and waning. I think when Thomas Brown took that offense over and they had a kind of a system and a plan going in for a few weeks there before they did the dumbest thing ever, the most Bears thing ever. Then they made Thomas Brown the fucking head coach too. Like you promote somebody, it looks like they're working it and the system, like they're putting some games together and taking steps forward. And then you make him the head coach and now he's got to deal with this whole shit. Like, Bo, just promote the special teams coach. What are you doing? Like, and so I think things,
that's not the guy. So why are you taking away the one thing that's helping your franchise quarterback, get into a rhythm with a guy that he trusts and get him comfortable. Yeah. But Bear, like you said, the most Bears shit ever.
Yeah. No,
is Ben Johnson really a good fit with Caleb though? Like I don't know.
We've already done this. I can't do it again.
Okay.
I wish that I was here for that because I would have lost my mind.
That's just people trying to get clicks and some dumb shit. Like, we don't know if Ben Johnson can be a head coach, but I know that Ben Johnson could fucking coach a quarterback and an offense.
I don't know if he's a good fit with Caleb's personality.
Can he play in structure? Like, all right, let's relax.
Stylistically, I think it would have been better for him to go to Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah. But now with Caleb, I just don't know if it's going to work.
Like, all right, buddy, settle down.
Just shut
relax.
The fuck up.
Relax.
Yeah.
All right.
Here's an idea. It'll be controversial when I say it. You could just shut the fuck up. Shout out to Dave Chappelle.
You just wanted somebody to respond to your tweets there. That's all that is. And maybe he doesn't work out as a head coach, but it ain't because he can't dial up an offense. Let's just relax.
If you have hate in your heart, let it out.
I'm gonna hit the my second breakout here, and I'm gonna dig a little deeper. I'm gonna go Kayshon Boutte or Kayshon Boutte.
I've heard so many different. The announcers can't even decide.
Yeah, I heard it 15 different ways when I was watching some cut ups of them, just to see if the carpet matched the curtains here. I looked at the last six games.
The drapes match the pubes.
The last 6 games for the numbers as far as Boutte was concerned, and the filter on it from fantasy data points was minimum of 10 targets here. But his first read percentage, 41.1%. That was 35th overall. Yards per route run, 2.08. That was 28th overall. Team yard percentage, so like the market share here, 28.4%. That was 21st overall. His target share was 21.1%, 31st overall. Air yard share, and this isn't on the Patriots. This is in the league. 36.6%. That was 16th overall. His ADOT, 12.5, 32nd. And fantasy points per game, 33rd with 13.0. He had 67 targets, 43 receptions, 3 touchdowns for 589 yards. But a bunch of good numbers in the last 6 games as kind of they were taking a step forward with Drake May. I wanted to make sure that, there wasn't too much Brissett in there. And I know he had the one game with Joe Milton at the end of the season where he was. But in those games, he had a nice vertical stack against Derek Stingley Jr., who's a very good corner. You saw him get Sauce a couple of times, who's a very good corner. And really what the problem with Boutte was there was character concerns. There was all sorts of issues coming out. And that's, as I've gotten further and further into scouting and whatnot, like that matters a lot more to me because I need to know that the guy is going to show up and try to be a professional and try to get better. The physical traits were there. And from everything that I read from this season on was talking about how much this guy has set a great example. He's been there. He's working his tail off. He's getting extra reps. The Patriots have been really impressed with what Boutte has been doing for this team. And it kind of showed up through those last 6 games. Those are decent numbers. Like, I know we're just talking, 20, none of those are 1st through 10, but this is Kayshon Boutte on the fucking Patriots here that we're talking about. Those are good numbers for a receiver like that through the last six games of the season. His ADP right now in our ADP is 16.3. So that's just great value right now. And again, we don't know who's going to be on the Patriots coming this next year, but we know this receiving core is kind of dog shit. Polk, I think, lost a bunch of confidence. He was cooking in the preseason and then couldn't do anything. Kendrick Bourne, or not Kendrick Bourne was on the team, but Javon Baker didn't even see the field. They're probably going to either pay a receiver or bring in another receiver. But Boutte, for the price that you have to pay for him, I think we saw a mini breakout here. And if the attitude and the work ethic is right, and we know May's a good player, he can be their second outside wide receiver here. He could do some work for him. So, I liked what I saw from Boutte from a film standpoint, because I wanted to, like I said, I wanted to throw that on to see if it matched up with these numbers. And I saw some really, really good stuff that he put down on tape. So a favorite breakout candidate of next year, kind of cheapish, buy low, however you want to frame that. But I think he's got a really good chance here.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I mean, you can get him for free 99 right now in any dynasty league.
Yeah.
Just as a throw in and a trade, a casual player will probably let him go for like a late third or maybe even an early fourth, because they're like, a receiver on the Patriots.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
But you got to think, man, this guy was in conversations to be the number, people were talking about him as rookie receiver, like rookie wide receiver 1 going into that 2023 class. Then Malik Neighbors
not here
breaks
though.
out.
We warned you. We were good on Boutte. Now we're back. But see, you got this is
how you play the game.
This is how you do it. You're out when the value's bad, and you're in when the value's good.
Yeah, time is a flat circle. So I agree. Kayshon Boutte is Boutte, the warrior is what I like. All of my dynasty teams at one point were named the Booty Warrior. So I'm a big fan of Kayshon Boutte. It made me real sad that his draft stock plummeted, but also that's an opportunity. And that opportunity is still open, because most people either didn't care or didn't really have a use for him, like when the season was going on. So yeah, I threw some stuff out on our account on Twitter about him, him being a potential stash guy for your fantasy leagues, especially during bye week. So yeah, I'm right there with you. I think that he could break out 100%, even if they do bring somebody in.
Yeah.
You're assuming Drake May takes a step forward, and he's going to be valuable in that locker room. He's doing all the right stuff, and that's something that you really want to see. He's learned how to be a pro.
Right.
So yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, and if we get some offensive line help, which I'm sure they will get that a little better, I think everything moves better with an offensive line. So give me your third and final breakout here, Chev. Who we got?
The Senator, brother, Ben Sinnott. Ben Sinnott. We've seen this movie with the fantasy gatekeeper Zach Ertz over and over again. Zach Ertz just sits on that young tight end egg until it's ready to hatch. We saw him do it with
He gave birth to Trey McBride, and now Ben Sinnott. I love it.
Yes, Dallas Goedert, then Trey McBride. Now we got our boy Ben Sinnott. Yes, yeah. It's once is an accident, twice is a trend, 3 and you're Bill Cosby.
Fool me, can't get fooled again.
100%. I'm hoping that he's learned enough about being a pro from the consummate old man pro Zach Ertz to take a step forward this season. That offense does need another playmaker. We're all predicting them to take some sort of receiver, to add, and adding with either drafting someone or to, getting a receiver in free agency, because they've got like $80 million in cap space or something ridiculous like that. So I'm thinking that he's going to take a step forward. Those two guys on the outside, he's going to chew up yardage in the middle. I think he's a poor man's Trey McBride. I got to watch his film versus Texas in college, and I was just like, oh, this, yeah. This is a dude. And it's not just like a regular dude. It's like, oh, no. This is a guy that like messes. He's going to fuck some shit up.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw it in the preseason. Like, it's bound to happen.
I feel like even if Ertz wants to come back, which he says he does, and let's say he plays, like if you can't get Sinnott on the field playing that all the time position in this coming next year, you need to be playing him like use check, right? Get him on the field, move him around, do some different things with him. He's a very versatile H-back that you could do some shit with, like get a little creative.
He's a 22-year-old tight end. Give him a break, even if he doesn't play at all next year.
I'm just saying, like if Ertz comes, and Ertz was great this year, so like I can't expect them to just be like, hey, we're gonna give way to Sinnott right away, and anything can happen. But what I'm saying is either way they should be getting him touches. But I'm fully with you. Like I love having Sinnott. If he gets the opportunity, I think there will be a big breakout from Sinnott.
Yeah, no, I mean that's the thing is like you can clearly see like when he got the ball in the preseason, it was like, oh, this is different.
Yeah,
he's definitely capable, and then the usage is incredible for that position.
Well, well, that's the other thing.
Which Cliff may go.
Jaden Daniels gave it to the tight end a ton, so that's a good future sign for. Obviously, they didn't have a whole lot to go around, but still, Ertz 8 at 34 years old or whatever. I think Kingsbury seems to be safe, so we've made it through Kingsbury, hanging around for one more year. So they're also good for the commies.
Shout out to Cliff Kingsbury for like finally.
For real.
Let me ask y'all this: was it a Cliff thing or was it a Kyler problem?
I think it was.
Or was it a Jaden Daniels thing?
I think it was a Cliff thing. Probably a little bit of a combo platter. I think he just came from college, and then I think things just got a little stale, and people figured him out. He didn't keep evolving.
Same thing with Kyle.
And then he kind of went back and figured some things out. And I think this is we'll see, because we saw a good year with him and Kyler. Let's see if there's
not Kyle. Sorry.
Let's see if there's a good. I think Jaden Daniels is head and shoulders better than Kyler Murray at this point, and loves ball way more.
Has a better head on his shoulders.
Right. Cares a lot more too. So let's just
he's taking VR reps. He ain't playing fucking Call of Duty.
Let's watch. Let's watch Kingsbury innovate year 2. All right, let's keep it moving here. My last breakout, I'm going JT Sanders, Carolina Panthers. Not a whole lot to say here because he didn't play a lot, kind of like Sinnott. But you saw in weeks 5 through 10, the snap percentage increase. And in those games, this is tight end premium. He had 12 points, 15 points, 4 points, 9 points. There's some lower games in there, but all those snap percentages were getting a lot closer to 75% in those games where he didn't start off the season there. And then, the 75 is going to get you the green box there. So they're not all quite green, but you can see he's like a point or two away. We're watching on video. He's at like 74 and 73. The green box lights up at 75. The green box is obviously what you want to see as far as, a positive number there. But then had some good games in there. And the numbers I was reading was tight end premium 1.5. And then he had 9 points in that Kansas City game in week 12 there. And he got that neck injury, got carted off the field. He came back. Everything was good, but definitely wasn't right for the rest of the season. As you can see, snap percentages way down. And then the last week of the season puts together an okay game, not the worst, but Ian Thomas is out of there. Tommy Tremble's out of there, both free agents. We've seen with Cade Otton and Canales. Cade Otton had like a 96% snap share at the year that Canales was in Tampa Bay. I think that's what you could see with JT Sanders next year. They're void of talent and pass catchers. And I think JT Sanders, while not testing well, when you watch him on the field, he's everything you want him to be. And that's what I saw at Texas. Every time they needed a big thing, JT Sanders was the guy that they were going to, and they had Worthy and they had AD Mitchell, and they needed a big first down. They needed a big conversion. JT Sanders was there a lot. And I feel like that's just the kind of what he does. Still 21 years old. So big buy for JT Sanders for me, and I could see a big breakout coming as he could stay on the field a little more, and got a year under his belt with getting some reps and showing a chunk of the season to be good. Got a crazy injury, which I'm sure was scary as fuck. Like, you're getting carted off the field with a neck injury. I've gotten a really bad concussion before, and all of a sudden you're a little hesitant to do kind of the shit you were doing while you got that concussion, right? You're a little tepid, if you will, meek, as they say. So
what were you doing when you got that concussion?
Snowboarding.
Jesus.
Yeah, I was upside down and I landed on my head. My knees came down and hit me in my eyes. I had 2 black eyes. I had no idea what happened.
You had 2 black guys?
2 black eyes.
Eyes.
So it was not good. That was the worst. And then after that, I know this is off topic, but like concussions came a little easier after that one bad one where I was out cold. But
that explains a lot.
He didn't necessarily have a concussion per se. I'm sure he did, but it was more of a neck injury that he got carted off the field. So
yeah, that was terrifying.
Yeah.
So to add, context to that, like he's 6'4", 250 pounds. He landed flush on the crown of his head.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's less than ideal. One, it's less than ideal to land on your head if you're like 160 pounds or just a full grown adult with all your bones fully like developed and stuff. It's just not ideal.
Right. I see my kids land on their head. They just shake that shit off.
Right. Like it's just less than ideal. And you said he didn't test well. Like he ran a 4.6, which is, I get, it's good for a tight end.
Sure.
He ran a 4.64.
The RAS score.
The RAS score was
RAS. You gotta have a good RAS if you're a tight end.
You're right. Fuck, I forgot about the spreadsheets again. I'm sorry, guys.
What are we even talking about next?
But I agree with you. I think that he's a big breakout. And the thing that I like about both of our tight ends is these guys were, focal points of the offense, go-to guys. Like you said, hey, if Texas needed a play, they were going to JT Sanders. And those guys are guys that you want to start to target, because if they're go-to guys at that level, if given the opportunity, they're gonna be go-to guys again. And he's in a situation where you've got a 35-year-old Adam Thielen, you've got first-round pick Xavier Legette, who has frying pan hands. You got Jalen Coker, who I think is gonna be the best receiver on the team, but that's still not saying very much. So there's plenty of opportunity. Ian Thomas is gone. Tommy Trimble's gone. Neither one of those guys could hold Jatavian Sanders' jock. So, yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, I like it. All right, so on the way out of here, I'm going to throw a couple more quick ones at you. Jordan Whittington, obviously the Cooper Kupp news, but he would have been on this list anyway. Anytime he got an opportunity, I think he got 2 weeks, maybe like weeks 4 and 5, where he saw a regular snap percentage of what a starting wide receiver would be and had double-digit points both of those times. The Rams have done a good job of drafting wide receivers. He looks the part when he's out on the field. And we'll see what happens with Cooper Kupp, and they'll probably bring somebody else in. But this is what I want to see, is when you get the opportunity to take the most of it. He was good in the preseason, then didn't really play for the rest of the season. I think the last game of the season, he had another good game there, or a decent game anyway, when week 18. What's that say?
3 for 86.
3 for 86.
Pretty good.
So, got a little bit of opportunity there and did his thing with the boys sitting out, Kupp and them. So, Whittington for me, he's going in the 16th, 6th, or 17th-ish round. Theo Johnson, another tight end, who the RAS score is really good on him, but kind of was coming around, and then he got injured and he was out for the rest of the season. So I liked kind of what I was seeing from him there. He's cheap as hell. And then Malik Washington was one of my favorite guys coming out last year. OBJ, once he was out of there, we saw Washington come through on some big special team stuff for Miami, and then there was a few games at the end of the season once OBJ was completely out of the fold where you did see Washington starting to get some opportunities, ball in his hands. That's a bad man with the ball in his hands, and I'm interested to see how they move forward there in Washington. Is Tyreek going to stay? Is Tyreek going to go? Just some more opportunity for Malik Washington to get involved, and I think he's a really good fit for what Miami does and what we kind of saw from them last year with Jonnu getting so many targets, kind of that middle of the field maybe being a little more open, and Waddle and Tyreek getting big time coverages, trying to keep the lid on with those two guys, where Jonnu could just kind of eat underneath. Malik Washington could do that all day long and is a better player with the ball in his hands than Jonnu Smith is. So I'd be very interested to see kind of what happens with him, and he's free. So anything else before we get out of here, Chev?
I don't know if Jalen McMillan qualifies as a breakout because he scored so many touchdowns in the back half of the season, but would he qualify if Chris Godwin's gone?
I would assume so. You could throw Pearsall.
Sometimes we give our audience too much credit, so let's dumb it down a little bit. Yes, Jalen McMillan could be classified as a breakout. I think McMillan, Coker, Pearsall all could be other fellow breakouts that we could do another show about for sure.
Okay, yeah, that's just I wanted to throw that one out there because it's like if Chris Godwin's gone, like
gangbusters. We talked about that last night on the live show. Mock Draft Mondays live. Make sure you come check that out. Every Monday we'll be live hosting some mock drafts or some dynasty trade questions, one or the other. So be sure you're subscribed on the channel. But yeah, no, it was like Jalen McMillan and maybe Josh Downs or somebody kind of right now, and then Godwin was right next to those guys. And if Godwin maybe goes over with Cohen to Jacksonville, it could be awesome. So. Lots of good stuff there. Like it. Good mention, McMillan. You're all over my guy. I was a big McMillan guy. Like we're linked up here. If we had a menstrual cycle, it'd be same day.
Imagine bleeding from the tip of your dick.
No, that's actually my co-host Rick. He was like,
He's
hey,
got a
man,
menstrual cycle.
We first linked with the menstrual cycle. Then now that you're part of my wolf pack, I expect us to all sync up.
Yeah.
I'll get you guys a Casio watch so we can get it all.
Perfect.
We can get it all lined up. Is
I'm
that how
really
that
with
works?
the moon. I'm in sync with the moon. Whenever that's full,
Okay.
Look out.
All right. I think it's a waning gibbous right now.
Typical Sagittarius, you know.
I think I'm a Pisces.
I have no idea what you are, but
And I don't know what that means. As a fish, I'm not into
maybe
astronomy.
Maybe. I don't know.
Astrology?
I just know I read it on the weather thing one time. And so like now it just I do it and I don't know if it's right or not, but somebody in the comments say something if I'm wrong.
Well, we appreciate
Reddit the
you.
other day like a loser.
We appreciate you. You want to give a shout out or a plug to anything else where we can find you at, Chev?
Yeah, at Chev90 on X, at 2guys1pod FF on X. You can find me hosting the Titan Show with all 12 of my other fans on the Uncovered Network, weekly. And then I co-host the Dynasty Pulse. I am the co-host and co-founder of 2guys1pod. And thank you guys for having me on.
Oh, it was our pleasure. We appreciate you. We do this for your pleasure, of course. As always, be sure to come 5-star review, join the free Discord, $5 holler if you want an extra episode and a bunch of rankings and ADP and mocks and all that jazz. You know the drill by now if you've been listening. Very least you could do 5-star review. And if you want to enter the contest for the free t-shirt, hop in the link in the description here and hop on in that contest. We'll do at least one free t-shirt every month for 5-star reviews. So until next time, I'm Casey. That's Chev. We got Jason over here on the 1s and 2s. We'll catch you next time. Peace.